It's the ultimate in team bowling. The Pba League. 8 teams made up of the world's top pros, each trying to capture the prestigious Elias Cup. Tonight it's the semifinals where Jason Belmonte and the LAX take on PDW and the New York City Kingpins. And later, Kyle Troop and the Portland Lumberjacks square off with Norm Duke and the Dallas Strikers. Which team will ultimately bring home the Elias Cup? The Pba League starts now on FS1. And we welcome you to the town that has become the epicenter of professional bowling, Portland, Maine, and of course, our home, Bayside Bowl. For night 2 of 3 nights of live coverage of the Pba League, tonight it is the semifinals. As you might have guessed, we had a pretty crazy quarterfinals with the #1 seed being knocked out, Motown gone, beaten by NYC. Then LAX wins a dramatic victory over the defending champion Silver Lake Adams Splitters. In our second show, saw the hometown Portland Lumberjacks come in with a 2-0 win, and the Dallas Strikers look dominant in taking down the Philadelphia Hitmen. So tonight, it's New York, LA, it's Portland taking on Dallas. And let's meet the New York City Kingpins right now.
We are the Kingpins.
Yeah! Yeah!
First ever Elias Cup champions.
Ready to bring home the cup one more time.
Are you ready? Here is your lineup for the #8 seed New York City Kingpins. Leading off, a 3-time All-American and member of Team USA, Darren Tang. Bowling in the #2 position, USBC and PBA Hall of Famer, Pete Weber. In the #3 position, the 2014 PBA Rookie of the Year, Marshall Kent. Bowling fourth is a 2-time PBA Regional Tour champion, B.J. Moore.
All right, boys. Go, one more good day.
Our anchor bowler is a 3-time second-team collegiate All-American. Give it up for Kyle Sherman. Your New York City Kingpins team manager, USBC Hall of Famer, Carolyn Doran Ballard.
If you're rooting for New York, this is the team they've got to get through tonight.
LAX.
Ready to get back to the Elias Cup finals.
And now your lineup for the #4 seed, LAX. The leadoff bowler, a 5-time PBA Regional Tour champion, Anthony Lavery Spar. The #2 bowler won the 2019 USBC Masters, Jacob Buttriff. Bowling in the 3rd position, a 2-time PBA Tour champion, Stu Williams.
Come on.
Bowling 4th, He holds the all-time record for career major championships with 11 wins. Jason Belmonte. And bowling anchor, he was the 2015 Pba League Most Valuable Player, Dick Allen. The LAX team manager is Andrew Kane.
Well, there you have it. That's our first of two matches tonight. New York versus Los Angeles with the Hall of Famer Randy Peterson and Kimberly Pressler. I'm Dave Lamont. Thank you very much for joining us. And they're louder than they were last night, which is hard to imagine. Bro, we had everything last night. We had a blowout. We had some incredible bowling. We had a roll-off. We had left lane, right lane, right lane, left lane. It was insane.
It really was. I think the thing that I really got out of last night was some of the incredible strikes. I don't know how many times we saw the trip 4-9, but I know it was a bunch. And then, of course, what Belmonte did in the roll-off was amazing.
And you're going to see that in a moment. But first, let's begin with New York's evening when they dispatched the Motown Muscle.
Well, they bowled beautifully, especially towards the end of that first game where you had PDW, Kent, BJ Moore, and then they put the rookie, Sherman, 25-year-old Kyle Sherman, in the anchor position. What does he do? He steps up and throws 3 in the 10th. They win 245, 235 in game 1. And then game 2 was a blowout, 238, 205 over the Motown Muscle.
Now, the LAX, they had to get over something that had been bothering them the last couple of years, mainly the Silver Lake Atom Splitters. A couple of years in a row, the Atom Splitters had knocked them out. They won the title last year. And to be honest, it didn't look good for LAX in the beginning.
It really didn't. They got off to a terrible start in game 1. They were on that tough left lane, and it didn't look good at all. But then all of a sudden they found something in game 2. So they lose game 1, 228-186. Here's a look at A.J. Johnson for the Atom Splitters. And, of course, my spirit animal, Jesper Svensson, just throwing filth everywhere. There's the bell. That means we're going to a roll-off, and it was Belmonte. Or should I say, Tickle Me Belmo as the 2-5 goes late. They win the roll-off, they advance, and they defeat the defending champions because Barnes, well, he failed to strike, leaves the 210 on his final shot.
So there's our situation tonight. You've got superstars on both sides, but hardly any bigger superstars than the two that are standing by with Kimberly, Jason Belmonte, and Pete Weber.
Thanks, Dave. So, Jason, everybody's talking about the strike that you had last night in the roll-off that advanced you to the semifinals this evening, but that was last night. What do you and the team have to do tonight to take down this guy and the very strong Kingpins team?
Yeah, look, I think they're bowling really well as a team, and I think that's kind of what we need to do. We probably need to communicate, make sure that our moves are communicated with each other so we can feel confident, get into the line, make our best shots. Fingers crossed the pins will fall over like they did last night for us.
And are you guys starting on the left lane?
Yeah, I think we're starting on the left lane.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Good luck to your team. And Pete, Jason just said that their team is going to start on the left lane, which means you guys are going to end on the left lane. And last night, that's the lane that gave issues to a lot of the teams out here. So what type of problems is that going to come up for your team this evening?
I don't think it's going to come up with a problem at all because we bowled our best game on that lane. Even though I had the open in the second, we still bowled our best game on that lane. I think the right lane's the key. So if we can hit the right lane, we're not going to have a problem on the left.
All right, thank you so much for your time, guys. This one's going to be good.
Yeah, it is, Kimberly. Thank you very much. And now it's time for our Pba League Oil Pattern, sponsored by Firestone Complete Auto Care. Keep your care running newer, or car, I should say, and longer. Randy, what do we got?
The 42-foot, named after the great Mark Roth. And there's a couple different ways to play this pattern, but I think in going back to what Pete said, their success was because they played much straighter on both lanes, and I think that was their biggest advantage. The guys with the big heavy rev rates are going to be moving in and hooking it, and of course our one southpaw, Jacob Buttriff, he'll be playing fairly straight down and in between first and second arrow on the left.
And guess what? The biggest legend in the building tonight is that man, Mark Roth, the Hall of Famer. Man whom the MVP award is named after, and of course shares the Roth-Holman doubles championship name as well. So happy that Mark is here in Portland. So you heard the strategy. LAX is going to start in the left lane, and here is Anthony Avery Spar to get things going. 2014. I can't believe that. LAX won. It was a different format back then with different types of games bowled, and Lavery Star is going to be gay. Yeah, no. It's going to stay. It's going to stay. I can't believe that it did, but it did.
Six goes around the 10 and just kind of gives the 10 pin a little nuzzle on the neck there, but not enough to knock it over.
Had one strike yesterday for LAX, and he will pick up that spare handily. Now, this is a Baker format. You're going to see 5 bowlers. They get 2 frames each. And this is the race to 2. You win a point if you win the first game. You win a point if you win the second game. You win both games, you're moving on. If we're tied after 2, we'll have a 1-ball roll-off to determine the winner. Darren Tang. Flush.
And last night, Darren did a nice job for NYC with 3 strikes and a spare, Dave.
Well, you can provide such an emotional lift for your team if you can do what he just did right there.
It's all about getting out of the gates with a fast start, and that's what you look for with your leadoff bowler.
And it was described, I believe, by his manager, Carolyn Doran Ballard. Look at it. Jacob is singing along to the song. They're playing Bon Jovi back there, and he was actually mouthing the words on the approach. He might be mouthing a couple of more that we can't repeat after leaving a 1 pin behind. I was about to say about Darren Tang, you described him as fearless, and we agree.
Oh, yeah, he's a very confident young man, and quite the prankster as well. He was trying to give us some dirt on A.J. Chapman last night, something that had to do with A.J. not liking lettuce.
So maybe you may have a point there. Lettuce gets in the way of food. So a couple of spares for LAX. And without the sunglasses, it's PDW, who after the open that he referenced with Kimberly's interview, bowled beautifully.
We did have the 1 split and a couple of strikes, so he did fine.
It's like a different ball than he had last night.
Yeah, he's using a different orb tonight, but that looked like it was a little left to target off his hand, and I think Pete was fortunate just to leave the 4 pin on this hit.
While he fishes for the spare ball and gets set. A lot of costumes in this crowd tonight. You'll see those from time to time. I've seen somebody in a Christmas outfit tonight. Covers that smoothly.
Guy's going to be 57 years old next month.
That's A.J. Johnson right there wearing a Chicago Blackhawks blazer.
It's hideous.
It looks good on him, though.
No, it doesn't.
The line from Ronnie Dangerfield and Kenny.
Yeah, it looks good on you, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that's a tough crowd.
Yeah, Beast Stew was perfect last night.
Yes, he was.
A Moses Malone night. Faux. He was perfect. For that man, what a touch he has.
That looked like it was supposed to be a ring and 10, and then right at the last minute, the 6 catches enough of the 10 pin, but I'm not sure you can roll the ball on the lane any prettier than that. That was a late 10, brother. That 10 almost got slapped over into the 7 pin spot.
Puts it right back to Marshall Kent. This guy was wicked last night. Goodness. I swear, his strikes are louder than anyone else's.
Well, we went over that last night.
I know, and I just got another earful of Marshall Kent again, and it's ear-shattering. There's the Belmo pre-shot pose. See the year that he has had. Just another exceptional year for the guy who's in the front runner for Player of the Year again.
Big angle. Oh, wow.
How does he do that?
24 out to 6. Look at strike track there.
547 on the Revs.
That is some incredible angle. 24 out to the 6-4. That's covering some territory.
Speaking of somebody who was perfect last night. Yes, sir. Shot out of a cannon.
BJ Moore takes the 10, throws it against the sidewall. 10 comes flying across. Headpin comes flying across, and the 10-pin gets sent to the blue tent.
Oh, they love Dick Allen, the Baron of Bayside.
Ew. Yuck. Flat 10 for right-hander will test anybody. Nothing worse than leaving a flat 10. It really tests your manhood.
Well, let's find out if he can finish this 10-pin off. 95% of the time it's done on the PBA Tour. No trouble for Dick Allen.
That one shot right there is the reason why I went from 15 pounds to 16 pounds, just because of that hit.
To avoid that, yep. What is a 16-pounder known affectionately by those who throw it as man weight?
Correct.
Here's a guy who, if you didn't see much about Kyle Sherman before and you watched last night, and he came up in the 10th because he's the anchor man and took down Motown. So that was through the face. That was his worst shot of this event so far, by far.
No angle whatsoever on that shot. It goes right through the nose, leaving the 3.6910.
And I know the bowlers at home, Randy, who have had to deal with this before, that 9-pin just makes this all the spookier.
Exactly right. It's trying to cover that back pin, the 9-pin. This pattern, however, not all that bad for trying to hook it into this spare.
Just like that.
Yeah. There's enough friction to the right and a little bit of hold in the middle part of the lane to throw at that spare that way.
And it is going to be our Hammer Tough Spare replay.
It gets really tough when the outside part of the lane gets real slick, and that's where you'll see the players throw it really straight at the 3.9.
So we will step aside with LAX in this race for 2 with a 2-pin advantage through 5. You've got some immortal players in this matchup, and Pete Weber being one of them. Jason Belmonte, and who knows whom else may become an immortal in Portland. The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Go Bowling. For promotional offers, tips to improve your game, news, or to locate a bowling center near you, log on to gobowling.com. Impossible to beat this rooftop bar here at Bayside Bowl on the 3rd floor. It's a seasonal thing. Obviously, you're not going to do this in January and February, but man, this time of the year, what a place to be. Excellent tacos as well. All right, it is time for Randy Peterson, and he has tonight's track technique.
Take a look at BJ Moore using his thumb on the left side of your screen and our two-hander from Australia on the right. So what I want you to notice is how open their shoulders are and how open the hips are. As we roll this forward, watch what BJ Moore does to create power. Look at the bend in that elbow. Now, Belmonte's elbow is starting to straighten out because he's got to get the ball to the floor, but look at how his wrist is still massively cupped underneath the ball. And now right here, BJ Moore stays cupped, has a little bit more cup in his wrist, where Belmo's arm is straight up and down. And at the finish, look at him unwind. Belmonte's rev rate right around 550, and BJ Moore right at 500. 2 real powerful guys.
And it's a narrow lead for LAX. Both sides clean through 5. We go back to the leadoff position. This will be it for Anthony Lavery Spar, where you bowl leadoff. You bowl the 1st and the 6th frames, then 2 and 7. The 3rd bowler bowls the 8th, 4th, the 9th, and the anchor bowler bowls frames 5 and 10. There you go. Buried that 8-9.
That's how you do it. 18 out to 6. 6 looks like that break point is working for the heavy-handed players for LAX on the left lane. And talk about an unusual style. That fourth pivot, or fourth step, or the pivot step, doesn't even get back to equal the lead step.
Aaron Tang didn't look comfortable after he released that.
Yeah, he looked right down at his feet right after he let go, like maybe he slipped or lost his footing.
And a chant you hear now, and clean your plate. If you are not familiar with the Portland crowd, clean your plate simply means make your spade.
And a 3-pin match.
Pick me up.
We are in a race for 2. So this first game counts for 1 point. Second game also counts for 1 point. And if we're tied after 2 games, as LAX had to go through last night, we'll have a 1-ball roll-off captain's choice. There you go. 5-pin was just stuck before it finally dropped.
That was a good 3-board move to the right for Jacob Buttriff. His first shot was right over second arrow. He went high. This time he makes the move, and they increase their lead now by 13.
Well, the Hall of Famer. That looks good. Yeah, good one. Yeah, man, that's perfect.
But you see in contrast how Weber's going 15-8. Belmonte went 24-6.
Stu Williams, he has looked as good as any bowler in this event last night and just the first shot we've seen tonight.
Yeah, you're right. He's looked so good.
I think you're getting a good look at Stu at his best and the talent he has and the touch.
Increases the lead now to 23. Remember, coming off of that second place finish in Lubbock, Texas, to Jacob Buttriff just a couple of weeks ago. He's bowling his best right now.
Well, he's got to have so much confidence when he steps to the approach, the way he's throwing it. Now here's Marshall Kent. Nope. No. He's got a little extra work to do there with a 2-7.
And this is what we saw last night, but only reversed. It was happening on the left lane. The right lane was really good for all the players. In fact, the players struck 70% of the time on the right lane and only 54% of the time on the left for our 4 hours of bowling last night.
All live, as is tonight's show and tomorrow's as well. And tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern time for the championship. It'll be either LA, New York, or Portland and Dallas.
I'm bowling a hook.
Only 3 teams have ever won this event. Silver Lake Adams Splitters, the Dallas Strikers, and the New York City, back then they were the New York City WTT Kingpins. LAX never won it. Insane.
Wow!
Insane.
A little right of his last one, but look at these numbers. I mean, that is playing some incredible angles. And his ball speed down too, 17.7, and that's to allow the ball enough time to cover that much ground.
Oh, thank you.
Our graphics crew, I'm so happy they put Marshall Holman's name on there, because I was thinking about this last night. We talked about Pete. How awesome would it have been to have a Marshall Holman in this event?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, my God. You kidding me? That would have been the all-timer as B.J. Moore comes back and thrusts another strike through.
Bad news, though, for the Kingpins, because they're on the right lane, and that's supposed to be the better of the two, and they're getting smoked right now. Dick Allen with a strike here to close out game 1. Another flat 10.
So what does he have to do differently?
He's got to get a different ball in his hand, because that ball is DOA when it's getting to the pins. Did you see those numbers? 9-6. Ninth board.
The other day you said that.
Out to the 6th board. That's a 3-board head belly. Belmonte's 24 to 4.
Or yeah.
24 to 6.
24 to 6.
4.
Or 25 or 6 to 4.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Or that. So if he misses this, we have the possibility of a tie. If he makes it, they'll capture game 1. And he missed it. Now, Sherman, he strikes out. We go to a roll-off game 1. Unbelievable.
No, I can't believe that. And nobody, neither can he. Yeah, and you and I were sitting there slack-jawed in Lubbock when he won his title in Lubbock after Sean Rash missed a 10 that opened the door for Dick Allen to win.
Exactly right.
All right. Let's see what he can do. He doesn't need 3 right now. He needs 1.
Remember his first shot, 3, 6, 9, 10. 2 straight, gets a break. It's 2 straight up the lane, and he was very fortunate to strike on that shot.
Yeah, B.J. Moore with a quick word to him. All right. He no longer needs 1. He needs 1 more.
Is it a team of destiny? The inaugural winners of the Elias Cup.
And still with Pete Weber on the team, but this cast he's got here of these gunslingers is like the Western posse coming in and taking over the town, potentially. And Kyle is asking for a re-rack. And at this point, there's nothing anybody can say to him, or him for that matter.
It's taking a lot of time to throw this next shot, Dave. A lot of time.
Look out. No. Again, the same kind of shot we saw earlier. And the missed 10 pin in the 10th frame does not hurt LAX. Dick Allen can shake it off. They have 1 point. They need 2 to get to the finals tomorrow night.
Yeah. You might as well. It's a free shot.
And will the ball change? You heard B.J. Moore say he might as well. It's a free shot.
I want to see the angle more than anything else. I just don't understand that straight angle, going that straight for Kyle Sherman, especially after leaving the 3, 6, 9, 10 early.
And especially after the success he had last night on this exact pattern.
So, that's what I would have expected him to play. That little feed right there. A little bit to the right, have it just bounce a little bit, but way too straight for me.
So the Kingpins are halfway home to making it against Pete Weber and New York City, maybe LAX, halfway home to making it against this New York City team. They've got to come back, but that man and his teammates have the edge and need 1 more point to move on. And back inside Bayside Bowl here in Portland, Maine. Second game coming up. It's one the Kingpins must win, or LAX will make it to the championship tomorrow night live on FS1 at 9 Eastern Time. With Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler, I'm Dave Lamont, and let's go to our Evernight flashback back to 2013, the first Elias Cup. Tommy Jones always seems to win. John Zerbinski, all for New York. Remember Scott Norton?
Hey, Norton!
What form on Scott. The left-hander comes through, and of course, the mainstay, PDW. The Kingpins beat the Motown Muscle in a 2-game Baker match, 440 to 407, sharing the trophy with the great Billie Jean King, founder of the Kingpins. Kelly Kulick was on that team as well. So that's the situation. LA wins the first game. Despite a missed 10 pin in the 10th frame, Kyle Sherman was not able to strike out. It's been a lineup change made by Carolyn Dorn, Ballard, Randy, with Marshall Kent and Kyle Sherman switching spots.
Kyle Sherman goes from anchor to the 3rd spot, and Marshall will now bowl anchor for the Kingpins. Check this out. For LAX and the numbers, you can see just how each player is playing this oil pattern. Look how straight Dick Allen is going compared to Belmonte and Stu Williams. Incredible.
And the rev rate for Belmo at 538, and for Dick Allen 396. That's the range we have here. It's kind of fascinating.
It's a little different.
But Dick Allen's ball speed was just a little bit higher. But Belmo obviously has got that pretty much figured out. Darren Tang to lead things off. Now they've switched to the left lane, which yesterday was a real bear. And again, that's the second time he looked odd at the approach.
Exactly. That thing went so far out to the right, it got back. I don't know how that happened, but it did. Carolyn Doran-Ballard, what's going on with your team? And now that you have to move to the tougher left lane, down 1 zip. Can you hear me? Carolyn, can you hear Randy? Hey, Carolyn, it's pretty loud down there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
I'll get right back to you.
Lavery Spar, big snap into the pocket for a strike.
Carolyn, can you hear Randy? I know it's loud. Carolyn cannot hear Randy. That's how loud it is. We'll try Andrew Kane right after this. There was a foul called on...
Sean Perry, who is the foul line official, has ruled that Lavery Spar fouled. Let's take a look at it.
So we can get that from some kind of replay. Here we go, right here. Watch his left foot. That's a foul. Then he pulls his foot back off of the approach.
And no, we don't have replay in bowling.
We have a line judge that watches all the players, and he's the determining factor as to whether or not the players stay behind the foul line.
So Lavery Spar's got to make an emotional recovery and get a spare out of this. It's the best he could have done.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you're going to do it, the count doesn't hurt you.
Exactly.
In the first frame.
Exactly.
And so Pete Weber, who thought he was going to be bowling a little sooner, but I don't think that's going to shake this guy up. No problem.
How's that? Any good?
Come on, guys.
That strike was chop worthy.
Bad mother.
Now Buttrick.
Take a look at our strike percentage, left lane versus right lane, and now you know why everybody likes the left lane, or excuse me, the right lane better.
Ooh, little tap on that 7 on his shoulder. Down you go.
Andrew Kane, can you hear Randy?
Yep, I got you, Randy.
All right, I know it's loud down there, buddy. Listen, we just showed the graphic, left lane versus right lane, and the strike percentage much higher on that right lane. What adjustments did you make with your team moving to the right lane?
We didn't really make too many adjustments. You know, the biggest thing for us was not making that lineup change like we did yesterday. Our rhythm's good, and we're just going to try to pour as many shots in there as we can and just ride it out, and hopefully we can get the second game.
Thank you, Andrew.
Kyle Sherman, who had the opportunity to tie the game in the first match from the anchor position, could not do it. Has been moved to the 3 spot. It comes through with his best-looking shot of the night.
Well, he changed balls after that last shot that went high, game 1, and actually opened up his angles a little bit.
And then there's 6 for 6 man. 4 strikes last night, 2 in the last game. Seven for 7.
Cooler than a polar bear's feet right there. That man has just been perfect throughout this competition.
It's a tough one because he threw the 2 shots. Just a little bit, and I was trying to be a little slower. Yeah, good.
Now to stay perfect, BJ Moore.
That 8-pin is not going to help.
And that, sorry Dave, that's what we've seen with that lane. You get a little too fast with it and it doesn't recover.
The way the Pins carried last night, I half expected the 8 to collapse into the 2.
Yeah, nobody would have been surprised. So BJ's adjustment on that lane is to stand and look in the same spot, throw it a mile an hour slower. Whoa.
That was exciting.
Come on.
That was very exciting. Speaking of exciting, what will this magician do now?
Well, Stu Williams came back off of his strike and told Belmonte the exact move that he has made. Belmonte knows exactly what to do. Now it's just a matter of execution. It's the beauty of team bowling.
Watch the numbers on the right. Wait a minute. Oh, no. What on earth was that?
I saw that happen to him a couple of times at the Touring Players Championship against Anthony Simonson. That exact same hit. Ring 10 with the 7-pin. Unbelievable. It cost him a major.
And he could have set the record back then.
Yeah.
He ended up doing it, of course, later this year. But, wow.
I shouldn't have cheated one. I moved another one. I mean, what would have happened, I don't know. But I went a little left. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought you were a little bit more at the back of it than the other ones where you're. That was it. But I mean.
I like getting free analysis from those guys. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Wait a minute. A stiff 9-pin.
Yeah, that was a pretty good shot. But again, when you're throwing 16 pounds with that kind of rev rate, you can see Marshall Kent right at 491, which is extremely high for a player who uses his thumb. And 16 pounds and that straight, you really run the risk of leaving that back 9-pin.
But the lead for the Kingpins,
Back up. Let's do it. Let's get this out.
21.
I feel that.
And Dick Allen staying in the anchor position. He almost, well, actually almost, he did put his team in an uncomfortable position in game 1, missing a 10-pin in the 10th frame, but it didn't ultimately matter. This time he leaves behind a 6-10.
Bad shot by Dick Allen. And
Richard.
During the break, I asked Andrew Kane if Dick was going to change balls, and he said nope. He's going to go with the same one. That time he just tugged it, and I think that's a little bit of the residue of leaving those weak 10s on the left lane.
Got to come back, and he smothered it. So if the Kingpins hang on to this lead, we have a 1-ball roll-off. Captain's choice to determine a finalist to take on either Portland or Dallas. You'll see those two teams shortly. But right now, we have to finish off game 2 in the race for 2 on FS1. Well, there's just no place like Bayside Bowl. There's no place like Portland, Maine, and our Columbia 300 fun fact. 5th straight year that man right there, Charlie Mitchell, has hosted multiple PBA events in the same year. This year, of course, 2019 playoffs won by Chris Prater. And by the way, if you follow Bayside on Facebook and all that, some of the stuff they do for their leagues is utterly hilarious.
Yeah.
Now, let's get back to business, because the New York City Kingpins and the always eager to go Darren Tang, member of Team USA, Junior Team USA, a stud college bowler. His brother Michael can spin it as well.
He's curving it.
That wasn't the fastest ball I've ever seen him throw. He slowed that down, didn't he?
Has to get it around the corner. I'm going to go out and see if I can get a hold of Carolyn again. And there's Darren Tang's mom. Here's Tracy. Hey, Carolyn, can you hear Randy this time?
Yes.
Hey, listen, why the lineup change with Sherman going to 3rd and Marshall Kent going to anchor?
Powerhouse strike from Lavery Spar, just an uppercut to the pin.
He's redeemed himself after that foul. He's going to try Carolyn one more time, and then I'm going to give up. Carolyn, can you hear Randy?
Yes, I can.
Hey, why the lineup change? Why moved Kyle Sherman to the 3rd spot and Marshall Kent?
You're cutting in and out.
Why did you move Kyle Sherman and Marshall Kent? All right, so I'm not going back there.
Yeah, it's hard for her to hear it
Yeah,
down there.
it's too loud down there.
Yeah. Your feet. Perfect.
Pretty good there.
Man. Hall of Fame stuff right there.
Still got game.
Oh, yeah.
Second place finish last week in Minnesota at the PBA 50 event.
I think, honestly, Randy, as long as he's healthy, if his hip is okay,
exactly.
then he's very dangerous.
He can still throw it.
Absolutely.
Out, so cut the deficit to 21, Jacob Butcher.
What an angle that was to the pocket from the lefty. By the way, we talked about Jason Belmonte as Player of the Year candidate. The other one is that guy right there.
Right on his heels.
Although Chris Prather has an argument, too, for winning the playoff. We can't forget about that. And that is coming up next. Chris with the Lumberjacks. Dallas Strikers. Kyle Troop, Noam Duke. This place is going to explode. Violent ringing 10 against Kyle Sherman. You see at the moment the max scores, we could have a tie.
Struggling just a little bit tonight, and that's a pretty good shot, but it doesn't strike. Kyle Sherman looking to convert this 10 and sit back and root for BJ Moore and Marshall Kent.
Well, in just 3 days, one of the greatest fighters of our generation puts his legacy on the line as Manny Pacquiao battles undefeated world champion Keith Thurman in the can't-miss fight of the summer. Saturday at 9 Eastern, live on pay-per-view, or you can order on the Fox Sports app.
I'll tell you what, I am so looking forward to that fight.
It's going to be fun. I like Thurman, I'll be honest. Well, here's Mr. Perfect. Not Kurt Hennig, the former pro wrestler, but Stu Williams. 8 in a row.
Hey, Mr. Big Shot. Who do you think you are? Wow. I'll tell you, this is as good as I've ever seen him throw it.
He might even agree with you.
All right, so we have the possibility of a tie, as Dave mentioned, but it has to start right here. It's the foundation frame, the 9th frame.
Spin it? No. Oh, boy. There goes your max score, and now you've got the possibility of an open frame in the 9th.
You see his ball speed was right around the same. He cut his angle down a little bit, but it was all about getting soft enough with his ball speed to get it to come around the corner.
You have less than a 1% chance of making this.
Trying to remember the last person to make the 2-8-10 on TV.
Had to try something. You just can't.
How'd he go for it?
Wow.
Boy, has this match changed. LAX is now in the lead and position to wrap it all up.
Yeah, strike here by Belmonte, and it's all but over. But remember the last time up for Belmo, he left that pocket 7-10. If you like watching a bowling ball curve, swipe right and watch this.
Nothing left behind this time.
That was 100% right.
There were no survivors.
Get back to one from last night.
221 max score now for the Kingpins. LAX already into the mid-220s. Marshall has to strike out and hope for an opening from Dick Allen.
But you know what? It did happen in the first game. I mean, you know that.
Yeah.
In a 10-pin and missed it, uncharacteristically. So Marshall Kent will, if he can drop 2 more on the card, try to make it at least a little bit interesting.
Crazy game. We had a foul by Lavery Spar in the first frame, then that pocket 7-10 by Belmo, and and they're still leading. Marshall Kent, for any chance, has to strike on this ball.
Okay. I think he figured that one out. That was a beauty.
Remember, he left that solid 9 in the 5th frame. His first shot is the anchor tonight. And that could have been a 3-bagger because Tang and PDW struck right behind it. But the biggie right there, BJ Moore with the 2-8-10 opening.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, he's giving him a chance. LA needs a mark.
He said that last game. And they didn't get one, but ultimately it didn't matter.
And Dick Allen has not looked like Dick Allen tonight.
Well, he's going to have to knock one more down, and then a few after that.
Boy, and the ball that he's using looks like it's barely hooking in the back part of the lane. And that's why I asked Andrew Kane, the manager, is he going to switch balls? He went back-to-back flat 10s on the left lane, and I'm like, that ball's just puking right before he gets to the head pin.
So I guess my question is, why is he sticking with it?
I have no idea. Yeah, maybe it's because it allows him to go straight enough.
Has to make
Got to make it.
He did. Now it's not completely over because they still need 7.
On the lane? On the lane? Yeah.
Now, I always hear the strategy, throw it down the middle, play it safe. What's the right strategy, do you think, when you just need a fill here?
Well, I think it's easy enough to hit the pocket with a somewhat decent executed shot.
6, and we have a roll-off. 7 or greater, and LAX moves on.
Oh, my God, he almost fell over.
He's okay, though. It's okay. It is over. LAX is in the PBA League Finals. The race to 2 and breaking the tape, LAX.
You guys set me up, fellas. That was all y'all. That was all you guys.
And Kimberly is standing by right now with Mr. Perfect, Stu Williams.
Mr. Perfect is a perfect name for you, Stu, because it has not gone unnoticed that you've been perfect last night and tonight. You were 8 for 8. How are you doing that for your team? You're pulling your weight for sure.
Yeah, I think it's I feel really comfortable doing what I'm doing. I'm using Jason's new ball, actually, so I'm trying to show him how to strike with it. So it's been going really good for us. We got really good communication between the guys, and what a performance by Anthony there when he had the foul to be able to just sell himself down, being a rookie in the team and throwing 2 great shots after it.
All right, well, congratulations. You guys are now moving on to the finals.
Thank you.
Stu, you have been magnificent. Kimberly, thank you so very, very much. Now, coming up, we've got Portland v. Dallas, the home team, the Lumberjacks, taking on Norm Duke in Dallas, but the golden shoes of Jason Belmonte and Mr. Perfect, Stu Williams, has pushed LAX to the finals. The beauty of Portland, Maine. Take an evening cruise, take in the sights during the day. What do you need? It's all here in this lovely slice of America. What a great, great place to visit any time of the year, really. But the summertime, a lot of folks here right now. A lot of folks enjoying the action here in Bayside. And a lot of folks enjoyed seeing LAX make it to the finals, sweeping the New York City Kingpins 2-0. Strong performance again from Stu Williams. Jason Belmonte with a critical strike. Anthony Lavery-Spar coming back after a foul to get a spare and then a strike in the 6th frame. They have knocked out the one-time champion Kingpins. Well, it's time for Randy Peterson to give you a little advice, our Go Bowling tip, and we asked Matt Dobbs. Matt coming to us from Facebook, and Matt's question, Randy, is very simple. How crucial is it to have a straight backswing?
Well, it's vital, and anytime I wanted to get better at any sport, I'd always watch the professionals. So if you watch the pros on our tour, you'll notice one thing that they all have in common, and that's a very straight swing or a swing that's a little to the outside of the body. Dave, why this is so important is because one of the biggest mistakes we see in all of our teachings around the world, too many bowlers that get the ball or the backswing behind them. And so now what happens is in the downswing, the ball has to travel around the body, and then it takes the hand with it, and it puts the hand in a very weak position. If you have a straight swing or a swing that's a little to the outside, now you can do what the pros do. You can work the inside part of the ball and get that swing to tuck underneath you. It puts you in a great leverage position to create power.
There you go, free lesson from the Hall of Famer Randy Peterson and Matt, so thank you very much for the question as well. It is time to meet the two-time Elias Cup champion, Dallas Strikers.
There's a reason we're called the Strikers.
Two-time Elias Cup champions.
It's a winner!
It is time for match number 2. The number 3 seed Dallas Strikers bowling leadoff, reigning PBA Player of the Year, Andrew Anderson.
Win a game, brother. Win a game.
Bowling second, the player manager for the Dallas Strikers, PBA Hall of Famer, Norm Duke. Bowling in the third position, 3-time PBA Regional Tour champion. Give it up for Brad Miller. The number 4 bowler was the 2010 U.S. Open champion, Bill O'Neill.
Come on, let's go! I see your second. I get you second.
Our anchor bowler has 18 PBA Tour titles, Tommy Jones.
And their opponent, the home team, the Portland Lumberjacks.
We are the Lumberjacks.
Chopping down the competition.
Here is your lineup for the number 7 seed, Portland Lumberjacks. Leading off with 3 PBA Tour titles, Kyle Troop.
Come on, let's go, baby.
Bowling second, the 2018 Men's World Championship Masters Gold Medal winner, Mitch Hoope.
Let's do it.
In the third position, the 2-9 PBA Players Champion, Christopher Prather. Bowling fourth, the 2015 U.S. Open champion, Ryan Simonelli.
Do your thing.
And bowling in fifth position, the 2013 U.S. Open champion, Wes Malott.
Stay here no more.
Meet the Lumberjacks team manager, USBC Hall of Famer, Tim Mack.
All right, let's go, fellas.
Well, there you go. Your teams are set for the final semifinal. We already know LAX has made it through. Now, between the Lumberjacks and the Strikers, Bill O'Neill, Tommy Jones, Norm Duke, the heart and soul of that Strikers side. They've been together for years against this upstart group, the Big Nasty, Chris Prather, the playoff champion, and Kyle Troop. We are back at Bayside in Portland for the second of our semifinals tonight, the Dallas Strikers versus the Portland Lumberjacks. They're the Lumberjacks right there, and their manager, Tim Mack. USBC Hall of Famer. Let's go back to how they got here, Randy, taking down Brooklyn.
Boy, that follow-through of Simonelli's. And then look at that little follow-through, Kyle Troop. And then it was the double pick time. And your playoff champion, Chris Prather. And we all like a little big nasty every now and then. Flying messenger. No problem taking down the Brooklyn Styles 2-zip.
Now, Dallas defeated Philadelphia rather handily in the second game, particularly 258 and 246. They shot over 500 in the two games. You could have put a center lane in there and it wouldn't have mattered to these guys. Tommy Jones, maybe as great a player as the playoff has ever seen, or maybe it's this man right here, Randy's wee Iceman, Norm Duke, piling on a big victory for Dallas to defeat Philadelphia. They're seeking a third title. And what's interesting is, you know, in basketball, there's all this talk about a big two or having to have a big three. Dallas has had that core of Bill O'Neal, Norm Duke, Tommy Jones for several years, and they built wisely around it, but those guys are the heart and soul.
This man here wasn't picked on a team last year, got snubbed, and so what he did was he went out and won Player of the Year.
Yeah! And he winds up with these guys.
And he winds up with these guys.
And he's 5 for 5. He was perfect last night. It's very simple. It's a race to 2 here as we take a look at that classic form from Andrew. 2 points will get you into the championship against LAX. They're not booing. They're yelling true. Over 500 on the rev rate, blasted it off the sideboard.
Yeah, there's a little filth behind that shot. Was that ball spinning fast when it's getting down there? Wow.
Yeah, from that angle, you could really see.
Now, direct contrast. Watch how straight this is.
Yeah. I was about to say that was a strike. I was certain that was going to be a flush hit for the Hall of Famer, Norm Duke.
That was a good shot, too. The Strikers are the higher seed, so like pretty much everyone else, they've chosen to start on the left lane and then finish this 2-game match on the right lane. In case it goes to a roll-off, they feel they have a better chance being on that right lane, and statistics have shown over the last 2 nights that there's more strikes being thrown on that lane.
It's a weird little hopper. But no trouble for Norm with the 10-pin.
Happens every year. Don't sweat it. It happens every year.
So from Canada, Mitch Hoope made his PBA League debut last night.
And he's not going with urethane to start anyway. Look at, he's going to curve it.
And he is going to be stuck with that 2-8-10. And we saw that happen to B.J. Moore when it ended up being the death blow.
Well, maybe that's why he was using urethane last night, because it allowed him to go straighter. Boy, does he really roll his hand up underneath that bowling ball. It reminds me a little bit of Jacob Buttriff.
So he'll take his meds.
And the thing that you don't want to have happen is you fall behind on the right lane and then you have to move to the left lane. You know, everybody was kind of banking.
Win. Yeah.
You know, you're kind of banking on winning a point on that right lane.
But, as you pointed out right before we came back, the 2 best scores on the left lane were by these teams.
Yeah, 258 by the Strikers and 257 by the Lumberjacks on that left lane.
Brad Miller. Uh-oh. That almost crossed completely over. Collecting a little debris at the foul line.
I'm not sure if he grabbed that. He looked right down at the approach, but it looked like he grabbed it a little bit, and that made the ball hook early and never pushed to the right. And the 3-6-10 is certainly no gimme, although its PBA Tour average is 80%. This is one that you want to be careful with.
And Norm Duke whispered something to him just before Brad took the approach.
Yeah, he said make it or you're fired.
Yeah, Norm is the player manager, the only one out here who fills the dual role. Some of us are rooting for Jason Couch to fill in there one day.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
And the PBA playoff champion, Chris Prather, continues his good times in this building.
Hey, Tim Mack, can you hear Randy?
Yes, I can.
Hey, tell me what's going on and what you see with your team, and what adjustment do you tell Mitch Hoope to make?
Yeah, well, we're going to go with a speed adjustment on Mitch. We feel like this right lane is actually getting pretty tight down lane, and our last couple practice shots, it kind of went by it. So we want to do it with speed. We don't want to move right into the drive. We're going to do it with being a little softer with our hands, and a little softer with our speed.
Thanks, Timmy. Good luck.
Thank you.
Kick save and a beauty for Bill O'Neill, who was the playoff runner-up.
He's soft hand, trust it. You haven't watched Pete Bowl 30 years? You soft hand, trust it. It gets hooks back from everywhere.
So there you just heard about soft hand. Bill O'Neill talking to Tommy Jones.
There's nothing soft about this shot that's coming up.
No, watch the follow-through, too. This is something. Yeah.
It's violent.
Oh, no.
Wow. That follow-through was pretty straight up and down, and at times you'll see Ryan Simonelli with that violent move to the right. That ball finished late and left that vicious ringing 7.
He didn't want to bother looking at that 7-pin, treating it with the contempt it deserves. Now, last night, Portland began with Simonelli in the 4 spot and Wes Malott in the 5 spot, as they do tonight. We'll see if they make a change, as they did last night, and swap out 4 and 5. In the meantime, it would take us a lot of time to go over the PBA League successes for Tommy Jones.
See how he screws that thumb in sideways and then twists his hand back over to the right. Very unusual way of putting your hand in the bowling ball. Thumb first.
Yeah, okay, 7-10. See you later. Got no time here tonight for you.
Tommy Jones. Boy, does he look good.
Coming off of a little hip problem.
Watch this pin carry. 6 on the sidewall. Slaps to 10 silly. 7 goes down late. I think he said boom.
So here's the big nasty. In case you're wondering why Randy named him that.
It's pretty obvious there, wasn't it?
Yeah. Another bowler kind of like Stu Williams, who really has incredible touch for big guys.
Yep.
Oh, they're buddies. They're acting like they're pals. But not right now. Not Portland and Dallas. Not now on FS1. That, ladies and gentlemen, is somebody you saw bowl last night in an officially licensed jersey. But that is A.J. Johnson, not Don Cherry. I promise, Don Cherry wouldn't have a bowling sticker on his jacket. But you can get the latest and officially licensed PBA apparel and merchandise. Check out the PBA store at PBA.com. Apparel categories include retro, signature series, and PBA League designs featuring each of the 8 teams, like the Adams Splitters, A.J.'s team. Simply head to PBA.com and click on the Shop PBA link in the main menu to check out all the new items.
I think AJ probably could use some spray tan. Just throwing it out there.
Well, it was sunny today for most of the day. Now, these two teams met in the 2017 Elias Cup right here in Portland. And Norm Duke led the strikers early. And the Lumberjacks tried to keep pace. Here's Kyle Troop. But they were done because, well,
because of this guy.
This guy's just a lockdown artist. Bringing the closer out of the bullpen, Tommy Jones. And Dallas made it 2 in a row in 2017. B.J. Moore on that team as well. Here they are, trying to make it 3 of the last 4 in the race for 2 points. Win this game, you get a point. Win the next game, you get a point. If you split them, we'll have a 1-ball roll-off in this Baker format where each bowler gets 2 frames.
Look out. Real fast. fast.
At least the 10-pin got knocked aside,
Yeah.
so Andrew Anderson's got a very good chance to make this.
Yeah, good point. Waited a long time for that commercial break and then got up and flamed that one.
By the way, Randy has the capability to talk to Tim Mack, the Portland manager, with Norm Duke Bowling, the Strikers manager. He is not hooked up to the earpiece to talk to Randy.
And nice cover. Tim Mack, during the break, you told me this next shot was huge for your team. Why is that?
I just think we got our momentum guy up there right now, and it can create some momentum going into Mitch. And I think we're going to make the right changes with Mitch. So this is a big one right here.
Thanks, Tim.
And as the leadoff bowler, that's critical. And also when you are a big personality like Kyle Troop, it's even more critical.
Perfect. He's been really good, and that was a really, really good shot. But if that doesn't pump your team up, nothing will.
It has to.
What a beautiful shot this is. And he knew it.
Ah, I see.
Aha.
Eggplant socks. However, eggplant, cabbage, squash, you're not going to bother that guy.
No. Duke is, he's still Norm Duke, the wee Iceman. Max score, Dallas Strikers now 245. Max score for the Portland Lumberjacks, 248, even with that open. Big shot here for their team.
Hoop!
There it is! What a great shot coming back from the 2-8-10 he left in the second. That may be the one shot that steals game one for the Lumberjacks.
Well, let's see what Brad Miller has to say about that. We already know that LAX is in the finals. It's Jason Belmonte, Jacob Buttriff, and friends.
Playing them two straight on that lane. Both shots going high for Brad Miller on the left lane. $12 board out to maybe 9, 8. I didn't see the strike track numbers. Being told it went out to 7.5. He whiffed on the 4-pin.
Boy, the second time we've seen a single pin miss tonight. It did not cost LAX when Dick Allen missed a 10-pin, but this may cost the Strikers this first point.
Missed a single pin spare in the doubles to lose.
That's right.
Back in January with his partner.
Bucket. He almost got the complete bucket devastation.
How does that one not hook?
You can hear his extreme frustration at that. How does that one not hook? So, Randy, how does that one not hook?
Because you heard Tim Mack when I asked him the question about what's going on and what adjustments they're making. Timmy said that he felt the right lane was actually getting tight. And in order for that ball to come around the corner, you got to give it enough time, right? Okay. So if the lanes are starting to get tighter, you need a little bit more time for that ball to react. When they start to break down and they start to hook more, you need less time, so you throw it faster.
Bill O'Neill, afraid they're been able to get that to hook to his satisfaction and gotten a strike. Strikers would have been in deep trouble.
Yeah. Set up the 10th.
Yeah, he's the real deal indeed. Having a great year is Bill O'Neill.
All right, so there you go, 18 and a half at 440. That's a pretty strong rev rate. He gets it all the way out to the fourth board and all the way back for that light swisher hit.
Well, there'll be nothing light about what's going to happen here.
Last time up, remember that ringing 7.
Not this time.
So both Bowlers in that 4th spot set up the 10th frame for their team. Max scored 213 for Dallas, 227 for the home team, the Portland Lumberjacks. This guy's been here before, though.
Oh, no, right here he comes, the closer out of the bullpen.
Give him the heater, Ricky.
He's got, he can mix the speeds. He could come out of here with a cutter. Four-seam fastball, strike one.
Now it's a 4-pin game. The next one forces Wes Malott to strike. First ball.
The role of the anchor man, frames 5 and 10. TJ's taking his time. Absolutely nailed it.
Pressure back on the Lumberjacks as Tommy Jones doubles in the 10th.
No freebies, he says. And he has made sure that Wes Malott's going to have to go to the ATM for this 10th frame.
That's why the anchor man is so important. The guy who can handle the pressure, who loves being in that situation, who lives for moments like this. That's the guy you have in that position. Perfect.
That last pin that jumped in the air looked like it had been squeezed out of a tube of toothpaste.
First ball strike for Malott, 9 on the second ball, and they will win game 1. And move that much closer for a chance at the finals.
Lumberjacks were there 2 years ago. They got beat by Dallas. Must strike. Now, my opinion is it's not the noise that got to Wes at all.
No.
He enjoys it. What's he doing there, Randy?
Changing tape at his thumb hole.
Good rhythm, good tempo. Want to go to air. Let's go.
Must strike. Oh, he's big and nasty. One more.
The anchorman, not to be confused with Ron Burgundy.
No.
That's the big nasty. What a beautiful shot. One more just like it. Game 1 goes to Portland.
Now 9 will also do it.
8-1 will do it.
Right. We don't like it, and he'll take it, and he'll walk away, and he'll walk away a winner. The Lumberjacks have taken half of the race for 2. It's getting hot in here, all right. Game 2 is coming up, and the Strikers have got to win it if they're going to try to capture a 3rd Pba League championship. But that time it belonged to Wes Malott, the big nasty, the Eggplant Sox, the power of Simonelli. Game 2 is next on FS1. So we are back. PBA League Semifinals, second game about to begin here at Bayside in Portland. And the Mainers very proud of this house and their town, as well they should be. There's Justin Alfond. He's the co-proprietor here at Bayside. And Justin and Charlie, you guys, what a treat. What a treat.
Tim Mack, can you hear Randy?
Randy.
Hey, what was the conversation about during the break?
was the fact that we finally got one up on these guys. We bowled them a couple times now. We could never win the first game. So we've got some momentum going into this next game. We're going to make a little move left with Kyle here and see what we got.
Thanks, Tim.
What you've got is a weird-looking 4-7.
We'll see how violently that reacted down lane. And much smoother on the right lane. And here, watch this. It looks like somebody kicks it left. And remember Tim Mack saying that he thought the right lane was getting snug, was getting tighter, slicker.
The one thing that Tim Mack did not do today that he did yesterday is change his lineup in between games. He has kept the same lineup this time, which means Ryan Simonelli in the 4 position and Wes Malott as the anchor man. Andrew Anderson, 2018 Player of the Year, has bowled very well in his PBA League debut.
Yeah,
he's got bucketed.
Now look at the reaction for Kyle Troop, and I get it, he's a two-hander, a little higher rev rate, but look how straight that ball went for Andrew on that right lane.
Over 20 miles an hour on that one.
It's pretty firm, right? So again, we talk about the adjustments when there's a little buildup of oil in the middle part of the lane. The adjustment isn't always to move your feet or your target. Sometimes it's just lowering the ball speed.
This is not easy, and he manages to cover it. We know LAX has made it. If the Lumberjacks get this one, they will move into that empty slot right in the middle of your screen and take on LAX tomorrow at 9 on FS1. It's going to be live here at Bayside Bowl. We'll crown the Elias Cup champions in the finals tomorrow night on FS1, the Fox Sports app. Hey.
Yeah, so right now, Tim Mack's team moving over to the left lane did not anticipate that lane hooking this much.
So I just saw him talking about further left. You see 80%. And wow, 3-pin may never recover.
Tim Mack, what's the adjustment? That lane looks like it's on fire.
Yeah, when you get the ball to the right in that lane, the dry is really dry. And we're going to have to move in and really try to blend the lane out by moving left and keeping the ball not so far right down lane.
Here's Norm. Yeah, he starts backing that little up, that little way a little bit. You know.
His little run out move.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm with you.
A couple steps to the right.
That's a one-board belly right there. 7.8 to 6.8. That's pretty straight.
Of course, Wichita State, that remarkable college program for both men and women.
Looking for their first strike of game 2.
There you go. Ask your playoff champion in this building to take care of business and put the X on the board.
Three. You're going 3. You're going to go 3.
So now, Prather comes back and tells the rest of his teammates what the move was.
Right.
He came back and said 3. Timmy then relays that to the rest of the teammates.
Saturday on FS1, an MLB twin bill. Rookie sensation Pete Alonso powers the Mets. They take on the Giants. And Anthony Rendon leads the Nationals against Ronald Acuna Jr. and the Braves. Action begins at 4 Eastern on 1 Pacific on FS1 on the Fox Sports app. And that's about as hard as Ronald Acuna Jr. hits the ball.
Next shot's likely one left of that.
Yeah, I agree.
And you know, if you're Brad Miller, you kind of feel a little pit in your stomach after that single pin miss to kind of really open the door for the Lumberjacks in that first game. So he recovered nicely.
Well, they lost by 13, and Brad had that open.
7 pin. See ya. Get out of my yard.
Body it, baby. Body bag. Body bag, bud. 2 or 3.
Bill O'Neill, runner-up in the inaugural PBA playoffs. On the other side of the center, they call it the west side.
Oh, my, a 10-pin. Shocked.
Hey, by the way, how good has he been?
Oh, fantastic.
Come on.
Well, he has to feel great here, too, doing as well as he did in the playoff.
Oh, yeah.
And having so much experience in PBA League.
He's got his family here, his wife, his kids, his dad's here.
I mean, it got further right than I...
Now, Wes Malott is the patriarch of a pretty talented bowling family. We'll explain after he strikes.
Nice call.
Thank you very much. I've got faith in the Big Nasty. His two sons, Jordan and Camden, are at junior gold right now, just outside of Detroit. And Jordan in the under-15 division was leading over 700 others. And Camden is having a solid tournament in the under-12. Junior gold is something else. Over 4,000 youth bowlers. So congrats to Wes on that. I'm sure he's really thrilled. And got Parker Bones, got his children over there.
Yep.
And they're good.
Well, that's why Parker's not in this competition.
Exactly. Parker's got one of his sons who bowls two-handed and one-handed.
Yeah, his kids are really talented.
So's this guy. My heavens. TJ.
Yeah, he's not bad either.
The future Hall of Famer devastates the Pins and puts the Lumberjacks 13 down in the battle for this little bit of hardware. From the roof, the Elias Cup. The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Go Bowling. For promotional offers, tips to improve your game, news, or to locate a bowling center near you, log on to gobowling.com. Well, how appropriate to take a shot of the moon on this week as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of Apollo 11. And we're also celebrating the back half of game number 2 here in the last semifinal of the night.
Did you hear about that video that NASA sold to an intern way back, like in the 67 or something, about that mission, and he bought it for like $219, and now it's at auction for like $2 million?
No. But I remember when Kyle Troop had a messenger miss the 10-pin by about a centimeter.
That was an important hit. That gets him back into it. Instead, it was messenger in front.
Yeah, you see Tim Mack's reaction. Understandable. That looked like a great shot. And then you just see that messenger. You're so confident it's going to clip the 10.
Looking like it may be heading towards another roll-off. I know it's still early, but...
You like it, right?
Yeah. Missed in a little bit, but...
In and long, in and deep?
Yeah, a little bit.
So if it gets there right there quicker, would it come on?
So Andrew Anderson has a chance to wound him a little bit here, looking for a 5th straight strike for the Dallas side. As good a shot as you'll ever watch in your whole life.
That was pretty good right there.
I mean,
coming off the bucket, he left in the first, and then he's just a full rack attack on that shot.
Oh, and giving it back to the home fans a little bit. Oh, kick there for Mitch. Nice shot.
I talked to Timmy during the break, and I said, what adjustments do Kyle and Mitch make? And he said they're both moving 3 boards to the left with their feet. Kyle unlucky with that messenger in front of the 10, and Mitch hooping strikes. Now, the wee Iceman, winner of back-to-back tournaments on dual patterns this year on the PBA Tour.
Yeah, you knew it. The dead giveaway when he loves his shot.
Would you like to have him on your team?
Little hang time for Norm as well.
He's pretty agile for 56. Guy's got some game. They have a 6-bagger. Got to have this one.
Oh, and the shark, as they call him here in Portland, way wide right. And all of a sudden, it's time to start thinking about your roll-off.
Well, I think he missed that one at the bottom of the swing. His release wasn't exactly what he wanted. And when you miss it and you're playing that much angle, you're bound to leave a 2-10, 2-4-10, 2-4-8-10 combination.
So, partner,
we're going to a roll-off.
Is Norm going to call Norm?
Man, you want to go there now? We're only in the 8th frame, and I mean, a lot of stuff could still happen.
Absolutely.
But I mean, right now, max score for Portland, 222, and the Dallas Strikers are already in the 240s. So a strike here, we go straight to predicting who they pick to throw the roll-off shot.
But I've got a candidate for both. Now, here's a 4-pin that Brad Miller really doesn't want to see anymore. But he's going to have to pop this and get rid of it.
All right, so who do you like for Portland?
He's big. He's nasty. I got to go to him.
Okay. So you go Wes Malott. I might go Simonelli.
Yep. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Coming from the left side, less traffic.
Yeah, and then for Dallas,
going to the bullpen, bringing out the right-handed closer.
Tommy Jones. I like it.
And listen, if Norm Duke calls his own number, I'm not going to ever criticize that. Because he's got, what, 40s? How many wins does he have? So, I'm just saying. By the way, we've got MLB Whip Around after we are finished with Amber Theo Harris, Terry Collins, and Frank Thomas. Speaking of whipping, the whip-like motion that Simonelli generates there would end up as a strike.
All right, I'm going to change my pick for them. Anytime you have that kind of speed with that kind of rev rate and you leave a soft 7, that's scary for me. That's just not a good sign. So Norm Duke has 40 titles. I love the argument. Tommy Jones will throw the first shot, and it may only take one shot because of what's happening to Portland on that left lane.
And by the way, you could pick this guy right now, and it'd be a great choice.
Norm's got a great problem to have right now.
He's in a very envious position. 3 proven guys in this building, in this league.
Yeah.
And now it will be Norm's decision and Tim Mack's decision. Now, we listened in on Timmy a little bit during the break, and he was talking to Wes Malott, and he said something like, if it gets to a playoff, you know what we're going to do. You can analyze that any way you wish. That's good for show.
Well, that's really good for a number of reasons, because now it gives Wes 2 more shots at the most, and it gives him a chance to make an adjustment on that left lane in case he's the one that gets his number called.
Now, does Tommy missing like that cause any concern for you?
No, because now Tommy's going to make a move when he shoots that 3-6-9-10 and get lined up once again.
If he's the one chosen. Now, we're just sitting here speculating because we have a moment while they finish this game up to try to figure out. The 1-ball roll-off couldn't be any simpler, and Kirk Von Kruger is going to come out, the deputy commissioner, and he'll explain to the House and to you all exactly, rule for rule, what the deal is. But it's very, very simple.
Oh, he's going for it. All right. Let's see what this one does. If it goes light, now there's trouble.
Yeah, what do you do now? He's looking at Tim Mack, trying to read his face a little bit.
Portland's in all kinds of trouble right now because I'm not sure any of their 5 players, with the exception of maybe Simonelli, have any idea what their ball's going to do.
Well, Kyle Troop rolled it well.
Yeah, he made that big move, but he got so deep and created so much angle that he got the messenger in front of the 10. That wouldn't be a bad pick. Hoope was the last guy to strike on their team.
You're right. Do you go to a rookie, though, in this situation? I'm not sure you do. And you've got Chris Prather, who has proved his mettle this year.
And there you go. There's Tommy's adjustment off the 3-6-9-10.
So they're going to ring the bell because we have a tie. We're going to a 1-ball roll-off. And here's Kirk.
Ladies and gentlemen, by PBA rule, this tie must be broken by a 1-ball sudden death roll-off. The Dallas Strikers are the higher-seeded team and will have choice of starting order. Norm, who's going to bowl first?
Bill O'Neill.
Your team first? Your team first?
Do you want to
Our
go?
team first.
Yeah.
Dallas Strikers have elected to bowl first. If there's a tie after that first shot, the teams will continue through their roster until the tie is broken. Good luck, teams.
All right, so Bill O'Neill gets the call.
You know that, too.
And Wes Malotte's going to get the call for Tim Mack.
Good one here. Spare shot came off hard, too.
Advantage Dallas Strikers.
I agree, and again, with the depth that Norm has between himself, Bill, and TJ. Wow! 7-10 split! Gone!
Come on! I got that too!
Wow, Bill O'Neill. What a shot. And what pin carry. That was beautiful. Malott has to match. Last time up, 2-8-10 on that left lane. Remember game one, West doubling in the 10th to win game one. That was on the right lane.
Oh, it's nasty! You nasty boy!
Hey, does he work for Allstate? Because that was the good hands people right there. Woo. Talk about a beautiful touch he put on that shot. And there's Timmy Mack's reaction. What a shot. He just cabled it off his hand and made it cut right through the oil.
Stepping up to the tee, Norm Duke for shot number 2. You knew it.
The wee Iceman.
Oh, you love it.
Simonelli stepping up.
Power from the left side. Last shot wasn't his best.
Well, it was a good shot, but he weak 7. And I have trouble with that when your rev rate is that high. But look at the down and in beauty of Norm Duke. Must strike here.
Oh, let's play more.
Timmy Mack looks over at Dallas and says, we're not going anywhere.
The winner of this roll-off makes the Elias Cup championship. Here is TJ. Tommy Jones to try to put more pressure back at Portland. They've handled it well so far.
This makes sense, but who do you go to if you're Tim Mack? This makes perfect sense.
Wow, that looked awkward. Surprisingly awkward.
Fast and to the right.
Don't like that.
Oh my goodness. Kyle Troop's gonna take it. Kyle Troop for the home team to get to the finals and take on LAX. Kyle Troop needs 9 or better. This is what you live for as a professional athlete.
He got up to the approach and said, it's my time. It is his time. He got 9. The home team is moving on. We will have a first-time champion in the PBA League, either Portland or LAX, and Kimberly is with Kyle.
Kyle, I see you down here celebrating your team. Tim Mack just gave you a big kiss on the cheek. You came through for your team. 3 roll-offs. How's it feel to head to the finals?
Portland's back. We came for the cup this year. I had a little vengeance. I had a shot here in April that made up for it. We're on to the finals, baby. We're here for the cup. We're not going anywhere.
Congratulations. Get on back there with your team.
Kimberly, thank you very much. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the Lumberjacks and LAX. You've got two-handers, you've got lefties, you've got Hall of Famers, you've got it all. Tomorrow night for the Elias Cup live on FS1 at 9 p.m. Eastern. The Lumberjacks get in dramatic fashion while Stu Williams remains perfect for LAX. And the golden shoes of Belmo getting a critical strike. Now they got to take on a Portland team that's going to take a while to settle down after this one. A crazy, crazy finish. Stay tuned following bowling for MLB Whip Around. Amber Theo Harris, Terry Collins, and Frank Thomas. For Randy and Kimberly and our wonderful crew, I'm Dave Lamont. Thank you for watching the PBA League.